Good Friday afternoon to you. Well, we do have these drizzly mist, fog, cloud cover combo draped across most of our area. I'll point out a little more than an hour out is a severe thunderstorm as of now. So it'd be headed towards Wayne County, coming along basically the edge of our area in more than an hour. And those are those storms we'll be monitoring for you for that severe thunderstorm watch until 6. Steamy conditions out ahead of it, warming up. Notice upper 70s to some low 80s further south and east. So in that first alert forecast, we're really focused on that batch of storms during the day today for the northern half of our area. The watch until 6 p.m. Then tonight we'll switch gears into spreading out rain and storms. So really in the valley, especially some isolated storms come along Knoxville. Temperatures keep coming up into the 80s. We have a southwesterly wind 10 to 20 miles per hour. Lots of steam there, and then that can serve as some storm fuel later. So layering up here, those storms moving east. Coming along Fentress to Wayne County, again severe outside of our area by around 2 o'clock, getting a couple of those storms into Fentress County, into our area, McCreary and Scott closer to 3. Again, your severe thunderstorm watches for northeast Tennessee and southeastern Kentucky until 6. So you get your heating out ahead of these storms. And again, the storms are mainly for the northern half of our area with an isolated pop-up possible south. Those storms drag across far northeast Tennessee in the 4 to 5 o'clock hour. A couple more storms trail in there around Wayne County at 5:30, getting you to 84 today for the high in Knoxville with only spotty storms Southern Valley to Central Valley. 84 your high Madisonville today, 80 Crossville to 79 Jamestown to 80 Oneida. Could easily hit 81 still in Barberville. Very steamy conditions this afternoon. 83 in Rutledge to 85 even Pigeon Forge. So the key here is then we have these couple more storms continuing to drag through southeastern Kentucky between 5 and 6. That would be the end of the severe thunderstorm watch for this part of our area. So they'll likely then keep an eye on the next wave of storms and potentially add in another watch then for the rest of our area, because then we go into first alert weather day, night mode. Yeah, no, it's 11 p.m. to midnight. Basically, this starts to move on to the plateau, to the Tennessee-Kentucky line. And at that point, then it starts to drape further south and east. So we don't go up to 100% coverage of our area in rain and storms until tonight. Intensity likely for a couple of stronger to severe storms, damaging wind the main threat when it first comes into our area. Notice 1 a.m. seeing a couple of these storm cells that could cross over that severe threshold. Definitely at least still some gusty downpours and storms right over the valley to northeast Tennessee in that 1 to 2 o'clock hour. Still storming up through the valley to foothills and mountains 2 to 3 a.m. Basically by 4 to 5 we're pulling back on that coverage. The intensity, some showers 5 to 6. Becoming spotty. Tomorrow's going to be great. Hopefully not cleanup mode for folks, but again, that is a risk with that first alert weather night. This is when we collect a good ½ an inch to an inch of rain for much of the south to central valley. Notice as it comes in with that greater intensity, still getting about an inch, some inch and a half of rain, isolated 2 here from the afternoon, evening storms. Then the overnight line that drapes across the rest of our area going through tonight's first alert weather mode. That does go up to 100% coverage, comes down to 65 in the morning and down to spotty showers by tomorrow. Mostly cloudy tomorrow morning. Partly cloudy to mostly sunny in the afternoon. Great looking Saturday. Still pretty windy, still pretty warm, actually just becoming less humid. So 65 in the morning to 74 at 11. High tomorrow 84. I want to show you that we do still have a couple of showers coming through Sunday morning. Notice reaching the plateau between 8 and 9. A couple showers drifting through 10 to 11. Parts of the valley, northeast Tennessee. Spotty until around midday. Then we'll go back to a good looking afternoon, back to some sunshine there too. So the weekend really does look pretty good. We just have those few showers still for the first half of your Sunday and still in the low 80s there, above average for the high on Sunday as well. Going into next week, the humidity starts going back up. You can tell there where those mornings start getting stuffier too. Pulsing up a few storms Monday afternoon. I'm seeing a little more late Tuesday. That'll be on and off through Wednesday. Another cold front heads our way midweek, and that one will bring those temperatures down even more by the end of next week in your first alert 8-day planner.
Heather, thanks. Next on WVLT News at noon, a big moment for Lady Vols softball tonight. This is your morning in 8 minutes, and we want to start your morning looking ahead to tonight.
Well, Chief Meteorologist Heather Haley is tracking some storms leading up to that first alert coming up later.
Yeah, and I want to focus on those risks, why we have a first alert. One, you can see that enhanced risk, that's where multiple severe storms enter our area. They do become a little more isolated in that slight risk. Those ingredients, basically, that we see when we're forecasting these risks, damaging wind the main threat. We're seeing a lot of energy there in those winds, so that could bring down some trees to tree limbs, depending on the severity of those storms, depending on how strong those winds are. Hail would be the next threat. I do see multiple storms with hail, especially as it comes close to our area. And a tornado can't be ruled out, more likely actually up into western Kentucky. So that's really in the heart of that severe storm risk in the region. Now, I mentioned flooding there, very low risk. I actually think you have a greater risk for flooding because you'll have some heavier rain today in southeastern Kentucky. The actual front passage brings us some good rainfall, though. A half an inch to an inch does soak our area, so then we can all assess, and some may be in cleanup mode by tomorrow morning when this all clears out.
All right, Heather, thanks. Well, more than 6,000 UT students are set to graduate this weekend, headed off into the real world.
Yes, the reality is going to hit hard, but ceremonies, those continue today, and our Aaron Rodgers is out live this morning on campus. And Aaron, it's a big weekend for these graduates.
Before that reality hits them hard, let them celebrate just a little bit this huge accomplishment that they're doing. Yeah, I mean, you mentioned over 6,000 graduates going to walk the stage this weekend. We already had the law school graduation yesterday. There's another one this morning at 9:30 in just a few hours, and another one at 1:30 this afternoon. But with that influx of people headed to town, family, friends, wanting to celebrate their graduates, we're also seeing an influx of traffic. I mean, businesses are getting busier, restaurants. So if you are headed to brunch after to celebrate or anything like that, or if you're not celebrating graduation and you just want to get dinner this weekend, keep that in mind. Those reservations are definitely going to be important. And coming up, you know, we're taking a look at really how it's impacting businesses. And I even spoke to one business here right off campus that's seeing an influx of people and how it's going to help them over the summer as well. But for now, I'll send it back to you guys.
So much for keeping us updated on that. We'll check in with her again in a little bit. But right now, we're learning more this morning about the new owner of one of our fire crews.
Rural Metro's new owner stopped by headquarters this week. James Wessel is the CEO of Brindley Fire Services. It's the new owner of Rural Metro. He says the private service will be switching to just fire and.
But before we get to your top stories in your morning traffic with Olivia Calfee, we're getting you ready for storms coming our way. That's why tonight is a first alert weather day. Chief Meteorologist Heather Haley is tracking that system for us this morning. Heather?
Good morning, guys. Yeah, that's why we issued that first alert. So we're focused on tonight, but you can see where I've got the bullseye of where some stronger to severe storms are developing in the region today. And then they'll slide our way later tonight. So that bullseye or moderate risk, multiple severe storms likely all across western Kentucky to central Kentucky. So that a few of those cut across East Tennessee again later tonight. Right now you're stepping out the door to clouds and some sprinkles. So conditions now for us versus, well, tonight. Big differences. A couple of light showers popping up here in this cloud cover. Temperature is not budging much. I first alerted you to the fact that we'd have a lot of low 70s this morning. It's 70 Crossville to La Follette, 74 Knoxville, even 76 right now in Maryville and Pigeon Forge. All right, Washburn, you're at 68. Sad that sounds slightly better. Harlan is 68 as well. But yes, a stuffier, humid morning helping to support a couple of showers to pop up and drift into our area. So basically we're developing a couple. They're holding together. It's humid enough for sure. Harriman, you got a couple of light showers headed your way at 6:06. Hardin Valley, 6:36 to West Town Mall, 6:48 downtown just before 7. Again, that's the spotty rain we're going to keep around for the morning. I am tracking a scattered batch of storms during the day today. And then notice again the coverage peaks tonight. That's actually the focus of our first alert. That's when it's widespread. The cold front rolls through. Changes things up for your weekend. I'm tracking it all up for you coming up here in a few minutes. For now, it's almost 6:02. Let's get a look at that first alert traffic with Olivia Calfee.
Yeah, Heather, a really good start on this Friday morning. Taking a few different live looks around, starting with I-40 at Walker Springs. You can see a few cars out there. East and westbound lanes look great right now. Same story along all of I-40.
5 minutes to 7 and kicking off the day here with a couple of spots of light showers, some sprinkles, drizzle, mist, fog. It's literally all starting around with humidity and clouds and warmth this morning. You're sitting at 69 in Washburn and Oak Ridge, now still 73. Knoxville 74, Tellico Plains to 71 Crossville. At least the showers serve as a reminder to take the rain gear with you. It's kind of a gloomy looking day. This is the view right now over downtown Knoxville. I know it's busy downtown with all of those graduation ceremonies Aaron's been telling us about, but right now at least it's quieter weather-wise. We do have a lighter breeze right now. We have lots of clouds. It's very sticky and warm. So then we use the humidity for a few storms as they come down along the Tennessee-Kentucky line late morning to early afternoon. We'll pop up spotty storms this afternoon to evening, otherwise mostly cloudy and still very warm at 84 ahead of tonight's cold front. Again, that rolls across our area tonight, midnight to 4 a.m. Then by tomorrow morning, we're working on clearing this out. Low to mid 60s by the morning. This weekend, again, we'll see more sun at times in the afternoons, a couple of showers Sunday morning. So that's a breakdown of what's to change ahead. I'm tracking out the storms and those severe risks coming up on the CW at 7.
All right, Heather, also coming up on the CW, we're going to check back in with Aaron as we wish all those graduates a good luck at their last day at UT. And we're following some big changes coming to downtown Sevierville. It's actually something people in the city are really excited for you, so you want to stay tuned. Join us over on the CW. We hope you have a wonderful Friday.
Call Strata.